Welcome students to your English literature session for class 8th. The chapter which we are going to study today is chapter number 9 from the book Reader, and it is a poem. The name of the poem is The Light of Other Days. Now let's see what is the poem all about. In the poem, the poet is trying to explain the other days around us or any individual, having explained in a summary in which the poet speaks, facing a sense of doom accompanied by chains that bind, takes a verbal journey through the thoughts that engage his mind. In the stilly night, a slumber chain has bound him. Means the night of other days make him feel the days of thoughtfulness, the days which are gone, and the good and bad memories which belonged to those days, which is somewhere back in the memory of every individual. A stilly night comes to your minds sometimes when you go back and you remember those days and you remember those incidents, the things that happened, good or bad, and a slumber chain, a chain of thought, a chain of past, a chain of friends who are lost, bounds you, and you are joined with one after the other thought coming to your mind again and again. This poem shows the poet is trying to explain that in the present and in the future it may happen to anybody. The days when you are young, the days when you had friends, the days when you had bad memories, and now things have changed. Maybe you have different friends, maybe you are alone, maybe these are maybe it's your bad time or maybe it's your good time. Maybe the times are good. But somewhere in the mind, even if you don't want to remember, there is a day which comes to your mind, and that day is referred to as the stilly night. Many times people don't want to remember the past. Many times people are forced to remember the past, and they are bound to keep that in their mind, because somewhere in your subconscious mind you cannot forget your past. That is the game of the brain, and that is what the poet is trying to show in the poem. And let's see the lines of the poem now.
The Light of Other Days by Thomas More. Oft in the stilly night, our slumber chain has bound me. Fond memory brings the light of other days around me. The smiles, the tears of boyhood years, the words of loud unspoken, the eyes that shone now dimmed and gone, the cheerful hearts now broken. Thus in the stilly night our slumber chain has bound me. Sad memory brings the light of other days around me. When I remember old friends so linked together, I've seen around me fall like leaves in wintry weather. I feel like one who treads alone some banquet hall deserted. whose lights have fled, whose garlands dead, and all but he departed. Thus in the steely night her slumber chain is bound to me, sad memory brings the light of other days around me.
So students, as you have already seen the lines of the poem, what the lines are trying to explain, showing the different types of weather, the changes, what a person feels once the halls were filled with people and then deserted, how things changed, how weather have changed, how the weather has changed, how the things has changed, the people have changed, and how the memories bound you and makes you remember the bad and the good days, and how it is important for for a person to remember, and how it is important for a person to discriminate the difference between the past, the present, and the future. I hope the poem is clear. It is a very thoughtful poem depicting what happens with all of us many times in our life. The notes will be there after this session. Thank you and have a nice day.